Hey everyone, I'm Jason, and welcome back to Robot Wants It All. Today I'm going to play through the classic version of A Robot Wants Justice. Now, there is one thing that I need to explain up front, which is that the classic version of Robot Wants Justice is unplayably difficult. I have never beaten the game without using the cheats available, because it is so frustratingly, maddeningly difficult. That also goes for the remix map of Robot Wants Justice. I think the vast majority of the games in this collection are very well developed and structured, but the latter two games in the Robot Wants Justice series are unplayably difficult. It is possible for some players to complete them, but as someone who has spent a lot of time playing through these games, not only on my own but for this channel, if someone who is as dedicated to the series as I am can't actually complete the final game that was made for the collection, that's, I think, indicative of pretty poor game design. So what I'm going to be doing instead is I'm going to be doing an all cheats run of the classic version of Robot Wants Justice. I'm going to turn on all 4 of the game's cheats and do a speed run under those conditions. That makes the game possible to complete for me with my skill level, and I'm going to try to do that in under 7 minutes on the in-game timer. It's going to be quite amusing watching me just speed by all of the barriers, which are not affecting me because I have the invincibility cheat on, but the game is playable by me by using the cheats in a way that it is not otherwise. So, let's give it a go. Invincibility cheat on. Firepower cheat on. Visibility cheat on, and the mobility cheat on. There we go. So I need to be worried about falling into the lava below, but anything else will not hurt me with the invincibility cheat on. At some point, I might have the stamina and determination to actually beat the game without cheats, but yeah, it is painfully difficult without them. So these are the 2 power-ups you need in order to beat the final boss in the all cheats run. So yes, the underground area is very much a labyrinth of mazes. No! My naturally grown real hair from my head! So we will be fighting Emperor Trunk's toupee. Brain, question mark. Ow, my medulla oblongata. So yes, I realize I'm not playing the game as intended, but I'm playing the game in the way in which I can actually beat it. And I cannot beat it as intended, at least as of yet. And Emperor Trunk has been defeated. Robot got justice. The Derpoids are free. Now the real hard work begins. 4 minutes and 8 seconds on the in-game timer. Speedy, Flawless Victory, Pacifist, Pumpkin Eater, and Classic Map. So Pumpkin Eater is the red reward that you get for using at least one cheat. Pacifist means that you killed the minimum number of enemies. And Flawless Victory means that I did not die, which in the all cheats run means I avoided falling into the lava. But because I have the invincibility cheat on, that's not a particularly impressive achievement, but I'll take it. So yes, this is the all cheats version of the classic map of Robot Wants Justice. I guess I will do a bit more discussion of the game as political commentary. You finish the game by defeating Emperor Trunk's toupee in order to kill Emperor Trunk, who has been enslaving the Derpoids, the refugees from the planet that exploded. And obviously this is an allegory for Donald Trump and his immigration policies, and I mean, I'm fine with killing a fictionalized version of someone, particularly when they're kind of caricatured, and it's there's at least that veneer of separation there. I don't like the idea of assassination as a political tactic. That's a sure way towards seeing republics unravel. If you don't like a politician, people just decide to kill them. But again, this is a work of art. That's fine. Not particularly graphic, and it's cartoon violence. I feel the need to say that Trump's hair is not, in fact, a toupee, as this work of art heavily implies, if not outright asserts. Now, ultimately, I think that is entirely irrelevant to the question of whether Trump should hold political power. If you are deciding upon your politicians based upon their hairstyle, that's quite absurd. In a work of political commentary, I think it's dumb to put so much emphasis on someone's physical appearance as opposed to, their policies and personality traits. There are all kinds of substantive reasons why Trump should not hold political power in the United States again. Now, this work was published in 2019, so I'll mention first the things that happened, prior to this game being published, and then a few that happened after. But, prior to this game being published, you had Trump promoting the birther lie that it was also racist, that Barack Obama was not born in the United States and was thus ineligible to serve as President of the United States. That was not true, and that was part of stirring up the racist contingent of the Republican base, which Trump heavily promoted. You had Trump's horrible reaction to Charlottesville. You had Trump's ban on transgender Americans serving in the U.S. military. You had the Muslim travel ban. Trump's obstruction of justice in the Russia investigation. Yeah. All of which were very, very bad. And subsequently, since this game was published, you had Trump. Well, I guess even before this game was published, you had the family separations at the border. That was a huge moral atrocity committed by the U.S. government, which I discussed in an earlier video in this series about my commentary on Robot Wants Justice. But after this game was published in 2019, you had Trump's horrible response to COVID in 2020, as well as Trump riling up a mob to attack the U.S. Congress in order to prevent Congress from certifying the Trump's electoral defeat in the 2020 presidential election, which was free and fair. That was part of a much larger multi-pronged attempt by then President Trump to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election, despite what voters had chosen, both in the popular vote, but in our system, more importantly, through their apportionment of those votes in the Electoral College. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I think he's the worst president in American history at this point. At one point, I considered that to be a tough question between him and Andrew Jackson and Andrew Johnson. But, yeah, I mean, at this point, I do think that Donald Trump gets the worst slot. So I'm not too begrudging of works of political commentary that are critical of Trump, as I am exceptionally critical of him as well. And this is a work that combines, criticism of Trump's immigration policies, which I think is very substantive, along with the false assertion that Trump uses a toupee because his hair often looks very strange and absurd, which, is not true as a factual claim, and that is also entirely irrelevant to the question of whether he should hold political power, which is really the only thing that actually matters in terms of our public debates about him as a person. So, yeah, those are my thoughts about the political commentary contained in the classic map of Robot Wants Justice, which I completed the all cheats run of. So that concludes this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, again, another oddly political episode of this playthrough of these, at times, very silly Flash games. Have a great day.